When I was a child, I dreamt about being a superhero and flying around the world to visit far-off lands. When I got older, I traveled the world extensively and never got tired of exploring new places. Living in the Chechen Republic has opened a new chapter of travel opportunities for me. I'm committed to seeing the most interesting places in the Republic and meeting people along the way. Since the journeys I make are by car, this show is called Road Trip. I've been living in Grozny over the past year and always wanted to visit the mountain areas of the Republic. But to do that, I would have to leave the city and start heading south for approximately 110 kilometers until I reached the Videno region. I'll travel close to the border of Dagestan, and my final destination will be Lake Kazenoi.
I stopped at the shop to pick up some snacks before we get on the road because it's about 3 hours to get there. And since it's 3 hours, we better get going.
I did some research about Lake Kazenoi on the way. It sits 1,870 meters above sea level and spans roughly 2 square kilometers. In the 1970s, an Olympic base was built here for the Soviet rowing team. There's an interesting stream somewhere in Harachoy that I want to stop at. The nickname for this stream is called a girlish braid. Back on the road.
We stopped briefly along the road because we found a natural spring with water from the mountains. Okay, so people are just stopping along the road to fill up their bottles. We're in Videno. I'm gonna get some.
There were some cows on the road. I tried to pet them, but they were afraid.
We're now at the halfway point. We have about an hour and a half to go to get to Lake Kazenoi, but I just wanted to stop and show you guys the great view.
For the last leg of the trip, we maneuver winding mountain roads until suddenly the lake is visible in the distance. Lake Kazenoi is the largest lake in the North Caucasus. During the summer, the lake's temperature won't rise above 18 degrees Celsius.
And here we are at Lake Kazenoi. We finally reached the destination, and it was well worth the 3 hours travel.
President Ramzan Kadyrov wants to develop this area into a tourist base because of its past popularity with vacationers, sportsmen, and fishermen. Speaking of fishermen, during the 60s, there were reports of a special kind of trout living in these waters that reached 5 kilograms in weight.
I found some men fishing by the lake. I have absolutely no idea what they're fishing for, but I'm gonna go find out, and maybe they'll actually let me fish with them as well. Здравствуйте.
Здравствуйте.
Как дела?
Нормально?
Да?
Хорошо.
What are you guys fishing for?
Ну, мы хотели поймать форель, но никак не можем.
Да?
Да.
Can I try?
Конечно, можно. Давай, Роман, давай.
Ah. Okay.
Вот так вот это вот.
What do I do? Oh, is this the right way? More? Where's the end of it? Ah, okay. Here, let me try it. Oh. Here we go. Fishing at Lake Kazenoi.
I didn't catch any fish. Better luck next time.
Спасибо.
Before heading back to Grozny, I take some stones from the lake to remember my trip. The end of a great day. Join me next week for another episode of Road Trip.